Danjuma, the drummer. They said no one could resist the beat of Danjuma's drum. But that night, as his fingers flew over the goatskin, the air around us grew heavy, and I swear I saw shadows dancing where no people stood. Who were they? Were they spirits, or was my mind playing tricks? The village of Garindaji was known for its storytellers, weavers, and musicians. But no one's name was spoken with as much reverence or fear as Danjuma the drummer. His drum wasn't just an instrument, it was a bridge between the living and the dead. Some said it held the power of the ancestors. Others whispered that it came with a curse. I first heard him play during the harvest festival. The moon hung low in the sky, and the village square was alive with laughter, dancing, and the aroma of roasted corn. Danjuma sat at the center, his drum nestled between his legs. When he struck the first beat, the world seemed to stop. The rhythm was soft at first, like the patter of rain on dry earth. Then it grew, faster and deeper, shaking the ground beneath us. The villagers clapped, danced, and shouted with joy. But then, the mood shifted. The drum beats grew sharp, almost angry. The elders stopped clapping. Mothers pulled their children close. My father leaned in and whispered, "He's calling them again." "Calling who?" I asked, my voice barely audible. "The spirits," he replied, "the ones who walk where we cannot see." And then I saw them, shadows creeping from the trees, darker than the night itself. At first, I thought it was the flicker of the festival fire, but these shapes had form. They danced to the rhythm of Danjuma's drum, circling him like a whirlwind. The drumming quickened, and the shadows drew closer. My heart pounded in my chest, but I couldn't move. It was as though the drum held me in place. Some villagers fled, but most stayed, their eyes fixed on the scene unfolding before us. "Why does he do this?" I asked my father. He shook his head. "A gift like his is not easy to carry. It demands to be used, but it comes at a cost." As the drumming reached its peak, Danjuma raised his hand. The shadows froze. With one final deafening beat, they disappeared into the night. The crowd erupted in whispers, but Danjuma didn't stay to answer questions. He picked up his drum and walked away, leaving us to wonder what we had just witnessed. Years later, I understood what my father meant. Danjuma's gift wasn't just a blessing, it was a burden. He could summon the spirits, but it isolated him from the living. He lived alone, never married, and spoke to no one about his power. It made me think about the choices we make and the sacrifices they demand. And here's where I ask you, my friends, what would you do if you had a gift like Danjuma's? Would you use it, knowing it could set you apart from everyone else? The lesson I took from Danjuma's story is this: a drum's sound may echo far, but the drummer carries its weight alone. Sometimes, our greatest strengths can also be our greatest challenges. As the Hausa say, if you choose to dance to the rhythm of the gods, you must be ready to pay their price.